That is time for us to get started, and I do apologise for the late start. Carry on as you wish to continue is how it's supposed to happen. Well, life's tough, then you die. Hello everybody, my name is Graham Cairns. I am both your Sergeant at Arms for this meeting, and I am also one of the two coordinators for this, the first ever Toastmasters, Forex Toastmasters hybrid Speechcraft course. Whew, there's a mouthful. Now, a few ground rules just for those of us who are in the room. If you have a mobile phone, can you please ensure that your mobile phone is placed into silent or at the very least vibrate mode so that it doesn't go off in the middle of our speakers. If there is a fire, the fire escape is over to the right, my right, that right over there, not behind us, because behind us is a library. A library is full of books, and what happens in a library if it catches fire? It burns. What happens to us if we go into a burning library? We burn too, and that's not a good thing. So that's out there. There are no toilets that are accessible. Well, they are, but they're up 2 flights of stairs. You'll just have to wait an hour, and there won't be any break in the middle because we haven't got time. For those of you who are online, if you need to go to the little girls and or boys room, if you have a fire, if you have an emergency, well, look, you know your place far better than I do. You deal with it as best you can. But again, I would ask that you keep your cameras on if you can, unless there is a reason why you need to turn the camera off. If, for example, you're hit with a fit of sneezing, or you're going to eat something, or you have your partner wanders through naked behind you, or whatever, we don't need to see that, so feel free to turn that off. But otherwise, we'd like to have your cameras on just so that we know that you're here. Again, if your microphones can stay off except when you are speaking, that means that you don't take control of the meeting. We can see you, you can sort of see us. And I recognize that this is not the perfect setup, but it's as close as you're going to get. So there you go. Actually, I don't need to move that. We have 2 cameras that show the room, the one directly in front, which is the one that you can see me waving at. And then there is one in the back corner, which should show you everybody else in the room. Doesn't quite, I've got to change the setup, but that'll be next week. That's all of the Sergeant at Armsy type stuff. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. That is the mission of every Toastmasters club, of which this is one. That's not necessarily the mission of a Speechcraft course, of which this is one, but we're doing this and we're doing it on the fly, so welcome. Welcome to our Speechcrafters. We have in fact 6 people who are participating formally in the Speechcraft program, plus there will be others dropping in and out over the next 8 weeks. There will be members of Forex Toastmasters will be presenting various modules during this session to help you learn how to improve. Welcome to Speechcraft. Let me do a quick introduction. I mentioned that my name is Graham Cairns, and I am one of the 2 coordinators for this Speechcraft course. The other coordinator for this Speechcraft course is Adi Strickland. Say hello, Adi. Yay, Adi. So Adi and I are officially the coordinators of this program. That is, we are each responsible to run half of the program because this is in fact 2 Speechcraft courses rolled into one. You can only have 5 people in a single Speechcraft course. Because we have more than 5, we have 2 coordinators, which will also help Adi and I both get our DTMs, but that's not the point. You have in front of you, hopefully, a folder which has some stuff. Those online, I have emailed this material to you. You will have an agenda for today's meeting. You will have a copy of the Speechcraft outline for Speechcrafters. You will have a little guide which we will ask you to fill out a little later, answering questions about your understanding of where you are as a public speaker, and there is a copy of the icebreaker. Now, normally all of this would have been made available to you online, but unfortunately Toastmasters in its wisdom decided to upgrade its website about 2 months ago. And somehow in the upgrade, the Speechcraft website has fallen over and we can't actually sign you up to it yet. Hopefully that'll happen within the next week. But in the meantime, I was able to download all of this material before the website fell over. And so you're getting it, but you're just getting it in a printed version. I'm going to do a quick icebreaker activity here, because everybody in a Toastmasters meeting, everybody in a Speechcraft course should do something to introduce themselves. And I'm going to start with people online. What I'm going to do is ask you to say who you are, where you're from, and your favorite something. Could be your favorite food, could be your favorite song, could be your favorite person, could be your favorite movie, could be your favorite place, could be your favorite anything at all. And so please, who you are, where you're from, and your favorite something. And we'll start with Long. You'll need to unmute yourself, by the way.
Okay, sorry about that. Hello everyone, my name is Long Nguyen. I was born in Australia. I come from Brisbane. I live in the south side, and I have a Vietnamese background. And my favorite thing is I love eating sushi. I really enjoy also Japanese cuisines and Middle Eastern cuisines, which me and my partner is always cooking about. It's like ramen to sushi to certain food. We're quite foodies, I would say. I love food. Let's just say that.
Excellent. And Miso appreciate Japanese food as well. Like that bad pun? Sorry, that was terrible. Okay, Charmaine, hello. Who are you? Where are you from? And something favorite?
My name's Charmaine Thompson. I've been a member of Forex Club for 2 years, a member of Toastmasters for 7. My favourite thing is I love competing against my sister with the football, hence my team is the Bulldogs, my sister's team is the Melbourne Storm. So that's one of my favourite things I love to do, and I also love to crochet.
Maybe you can crochet a Melbourne Storm scarf. Well done. Thank you, Charmaine. Ellie.
Hi everyone, I'm Ellen. I'm actually from the Innisfail Toastmasters Club, but I wanted to see how this new Speechcraft works, because we ran old Speechcraft courses and I just feel a little lacking in confidence lately, so that's why I'm here. But look, my favorite thing is my, oops, where is it? My dog. My dog Max is my favorite thing. So.
Oh, hi, Max.
Well
Mac loves to play frisbee with me, and I love to play frisbee with him. So he's old now, so he's really special.
Thank you, Ellen. We may well see Max over the next 8 weeks. We'll find out. Sue.
Oh, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sue Pinker. I'm in 2 Toastmasters clubs at the moment, and I've been in Toastmasters 24 years. I've only ever run one Speechcraft, and it was only a couple of years ago. So I'm really keen to see how this new system works, and I joined up because I want to see also what resources the participants get. So looking forward to it, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, Sue. We look forward to showing you the resources when they're available. Let's move on to Helen.
Hi everyone, my name's Helen. I'm a member of 2 clubs. This is my 2nd club. My other one is Goal Setters, who's also running Speechcraft currently. So I'm keen to see how we can pull resources from each other and learn from each other. I've volunteered to present at both courses, and my favourite thing is I collect penguins, and I have a very large penguin collection, as well as I've been to Antarctica to see the penguins.
Hello, my name is Dylan. I'm a member of only 1 club. I'm originally from California, and my favorite sport is boxing.
Excellent.
My name is Dominic. I suppose my favorite sport, my favorite thing is cycling, and I've got my helmet here, which I'm rather pleased with. I like cycle touring. So I've ridden across England, well, and Scotland, so the end to end, and I've done lots of tours, so I love that. I'm from Kingston upon Hull, city in the northeast of England, and I'm studying at the moment full time, but I'm in between trimesters, and this course is fitting in really nicely because I'm a member of this club, but I very rarely get to sort of come. And so I thought I'll really take advantage now in between trimesters, because it's every week. and I can develop my skills.
Fabulous. Thank you for that. 80.
Hello, I'm 80. I'm a Toastmaster of long standing, I would say, a lot of years. Anyway, I'm a member of 3 clubs, and this is really exciting to have a Speechcraft run from this club, because I've run Speechcrafts many times before, but like Sue, they've only been on paper. So this is the first time, and I'm also looking forward to seeing the stuff online. My favorite thing is cycling with my dog on the back.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sandra Valenzuela. I come from Peru, and I have been living in Brisbane since 2008. I am not a member of Toastmaster, but I come here to improve my communication skills and speak clearly my ideas and my opinion. And my favorite thing is watching movies, watching Netflix with my husband in this cold weather.
Yes.
Anthony, long-standing member of Forex Toastmasters, just the one club. That's enough for me, thank you. And here today to take part in Speechcraft for the first time. Favorite things: family, Japan, football, whiskey, beer, music. What else? Quite a few things, right? So why not? You know, live life to the fullest. That's what I say.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you very much. Now, let me make sure the camera is back where it's supposed to be. Yes, it is. All right. So now we all know who we are, who's in the room, who's online. Welcome to this Speechcraft course. We're going to begin with a brief analysis of what is public speaking. Public speaking is, well, the name is on the tin. It is speaking in public. We could all speak in public, but what I suspect all of us are here for is because we want to learn how to do that more effectively. The idea of any public presentation is to take an idea from your head and get it into the heart of the person that you're talking to, so that not only do they understand what you are saying, but that they feel what you are saying. So the idea is not just to get ideas from your head into their head, but from your head into their heart, where it really counts, where they will take on board what it is that you are trying to say. Now, there are a whole variety of reasons why people speak in public. Who wants to give me an example of why you're here and what you want to learn? So we'll start with Dom.
Well, that's a good question. And I suppose, I mean, I've been on and off for Toastmasters for quite a few years, so it's not as if I've never given speeches before. And sometimes I've had positive.
I can't hear you, Graham.
Sorry. And sometimes, you know, I've had positive responses to what I've done. But I guess a question, I've almost got a question, it's just occurred to me. Can I ask that question as mine? Is it mainly something that is you either have or you don't, I suppose?
Cool. That's a good question, and we'll look at that question as this course goes on. My short answer is yes. And I know that doesn't answer the question. Yes, it is something that is innate to some people. Yes, it is a learned skill in other people. And it can be both. Some people are just naturally good speakers, but others can learn how to do it. Is there anybody here, I'll ask online, anyone here who is doing this course, for example, for a specific purpose? You've got a wedding coming up, or you want to be able to give a presentation to your fellow students, for example. Is there anybody here who might be in that circumstance? Yes, Long. How did I know? So why are you here? What do you want to learn? You'll need to unmute, I think. Oh, there's a dog in the background, I think. We can't hear you, Long. Your microphone's muted.
What was the question again? Sorry.
Okay, so did you, you're here doing this course, why? You want to learn how to
Oh
present
yes,
in front of your students?
I'm a student right now, and I want to learn how to speak and be a bit more confident. Sometimes when I talk, sometimes my brain goes off into another hemisphere or dimension, and I want to like be in the moment and like articulate my points. And I think this is a great opportunity for me to like grow my skills, because I don't like to live in stagnation all the time. And as a student especially, it would be good for my career as well as my education, because you have to give out presentations, you have to find a job after you graduate, and like even when you're doing education, you also have to find volunteering experiences and internships, so you can be appealing for employment as well. Yeah.
Excellent, thank you for that. Okay, so as you've seen, there are a variety of different reasons why people want to take up public speaking. We will, as I say, explore those over the next 8 weeks. But in general terms, people join a public speaking group because they want to learn how to speak. They want to be able to give presentations in the workplace, for example, or in a social event, the weddings, the 21st birthdays, all of those things, or they just want to improve their confidence. Well, hopefully we'll be able to do all three of those things for you over the next 8 weeks. One of the ways that we will help develop confidence and develop those skills is with impromptu speaking. To talk about impromptu speaking with an introduction to table topics and a short table topic session, please welcome my fellow coordinator for this course, Adi Strickland. Thank you, Adi.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Excellent. At least two people can hear me. And welcome Long and welcome Sandra, who are totally new to Toastmasters.
Thank you.
These two people you're going to hear different things and you're going to learn different things. But this is a time to learn all sorts of things. And all the Toastmasters who are present are very supportive of you and each other. And that's how we come to stay in Toastmasters, because of that support. Impromptu speaking. This happens all the time, doesn't it? We go to the pub and someone says, tell us about your trip. And so you just rattle off some of the things that you did when you're on that trip. Or somebody says to you, what sort of dog is that? And you say, oh, that's my dog. And he's this kind of dog, he's that kind of dog. You know everything you want to know about it. And so you carry on. What if you're in a meeting at work and someone says, Sandra, tell us about what your experience was with that person. And you know what your experience was, but how to say it. Or somebody else says, might be Anthony. Somebody says in his work, Anthony, you're on next. Tell everybody about this latest project we're doing. And you have to think 3 times before you can actually get the words together to describe what you know about that project. So that is what impromptu speaking is. It's knowing what's in your head, presenting it in such a way that other people believe it or agree with it or accept it. So it's getting from your head to their hearts. And how do you do it? Well, there's a what you call it, a sheet flyer, which has, yeah, can you put this on? So this is one way of looking at impromptu speaking. So when giving an impromptu talk, it suggests you listen, you pause, you confirm, you tell, and you end. In other words, it's a 5-part. You've got those 5 aspects to it. You have to listen first to what the question was. You might even ask what it was again. That's the confirm part. And then you tell everybody what you think about that question, and then you end it. So it's impromptu, it's a speech, and the ending might be a summary of what you've said so that people remember what you say. And how do you do that? Well, there's 4 strategies suggested there. You could express an opinion. I think that dogs should be free and allowed to roam free everywhere. I think there might be a lot of other opinions about that, but that's an opinion. And you may be able to persuade everybody there listening to you to allow that to happen. Or you might address the cause and effect. You might say, dogs running free, not a good idea, because the cause is that they are not being looked after. And the effect is they ruin people's gardens or do things on the lawn that you don't want, and you annoy people. You could break the topic into components. Dogs running free. Well, first of all, why are they running free? Second of all, how are they running free and what's the result? And then you could reply to each of those parts. Or you could perhaps discuss past, present, and future. In the past, dogs used to run free everywhere. Nobody worried about it. But right now, we've got towns and cities with hygiene and things like that we have to look after. And in the future, who knows? Dogs might be locked up and kept inside like cats are. Well, there are three don'ts there. Don't apologise. Don't say, well, I don't know if I'm saying the right thing here, or I'm sorry, I'm just new to this, or anything like that. Don't apologise. And don't ramble on. Don't keep on going and going and going, because people get lost in a ramble. They don't know what you're saying. And don't invent. I think, I know, in fact, because at some stage people found out that dogs could be very well behaved running free if you just left them. Well, that's not the truth. It's just something on method right now. So don't say that it is true without some sort of reference. So for 1 minute each, I'm going to ask some people here a question and answer it just for 1 minute as well as you can.
30 seconds, 45, and 60.
Okay. So first question. How can we let dogs run free? Helen.
Madam Table Topics Master.
How can we let dogs run free?
How can we let dogs run free? I don't understand. What is it with people with letting their dogs run free? I was walking down the street and what's on the footpath but dog poo. I nearly stepped in it, but thankfully I didn't. Why do people let their dogs run free? They get between your legs and trip you up. What can we do? Why do we let dogs run free? Because they're a free spirit, I imagine. This is why people let them run free. So we shouldn't let them run free because of dog poo, of tripping people up. And are they really a free spirit? I'll leave you with that question, Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you very much. That was pretty effective, wasn't it? The next question will be to another person, but not in the room this time. We have got Sue Pinker, is that correct? Yeah. Sue, what is the best way to look after your dog? What is the best way to look after your dog?
Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests, the best way to look after a dog is to feed him and give him a bed. That's all he wants, plus love. As long as you give your dog food and water and love, they will be your best friend for life. And unlike people who require a lot more of you, that's all the dog wants of you. And that's what I do with my dog, and he gives me unconditional love every minute. He follows me all around the house. He's in the room here with me now. And dogs don't ask for anything, and they don't answer you back like children. Like, you can look after your children really well, but they grow up and they get rebellious, they answer you back, they don't do what you tell them. My dog does whatever I tell him because he loves me, because I look after him and I give him everything he wants. So, ladies and gentlemen, all you have to do, look after a dog, is feed him, give him water,
You like to have one?
and love him. Madam Table Topics Master.
Now this one's for Sandra. Sandra, describe your favorite food.
Okay. Hi, everybody. As you know, I come from Peru. And in Peru, we eat not all kind of animals, but some of them that I found a little tasty and maybe a little weird from Australians are the guinea pig. All right, don't put this face, but yes, we have some traditional plate in Peru, which is a guinea pig in the barbecue, but I didn't find the difference between guinea pigs and chicken. Sorry about that. It's tender, it's juicy, but I promise when I come here, I stop eating guinea pigs. Thank you.
Sorry for that awkward handshake. I think that was very well done, don't you? Yeah. Your first time and you just spoke in front of this big audience, of course. It was public speaking. Good one. And of course, guinea pig doesn't taste like pig, but probably it might be a relationship there.
What's the name of the course?
Okay. There's a lot of foods here that we don't eat either, but we would like to. So that's the end of this whole session, is it, Graham? Thank you very much. I'm afraid I can't ask any more questions now. Our time is up.
Having said that, I can assure you that you will have an opportunity to give a table topic at the next meeting because I have allocated more time and we don't need to tell you what's involved. So that will happen next time. Time now for another educational presentation, and this one comes from another member of this Toastmasters Club who, as you have heard, is also helping conduct a Speechcraft course elsewhere. Helen Larter is going to talk to us about how to select a speech topic, because that's a challenge for many new speakers. How to select a speech topic for 5 minutes. Helen Larter. Thank you, Helen.
Present.
There you go.
Now we can't see them.
They're there. I can see.
Okay. Mr. Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters and our very special guests and speech crafters. Selecting a speech topic is always a challenge, even for the more advanced speakers. I'll pose these thoughts to you. What ignites your passion? What floats your boat? And what excites you? And I'd like you to think about these throughout the rest of the presentation. There's a few areas of where you can consider getting your topic from. There's your personal experience, reference material, focus on your audience, so know what your audience is about, and the relevant occasional theme. Personal experience. This could be your interests. So it could be something that you really like doing. It could be cycling, like Dom has indicated today. It could be something about a holiday you've had. It could be that you like going to the theatre. You could choose something from your career. So it could be an award you've won, it could be a project you're working on. So things that you are passionate about. Or it could be about your family, your wedding, something your child has done. Or it could even be as simple as how you spend your Sunday with your family. So as you can see, we've got various aspects that you can choose, but I'd like to just re-emphasize what floats your boat, what is your interest. The next area is reference materials. It could be from where you look on the web. It could be from books, magazines, newspapers, or it could be from television or movies. You can find topics anywhere. And with these sort of topics, I would suggest to you that you take a notebook and jot down when you're in your daily life. When you find something that you think, that might be a good topic I can investigate. Take some notes. The next section is to know your audience. When you're presenting, you want to know what the demographics is. And this is so that you can present your speech to an appropriate demographic. Because if you've got businessmen, you may not be wanting to talk to them about the cat or dog. They may not find that as interesting. Also, the age bracket of your audience. If you've got little kids, you want to make your speech age appropriate. Admittedly, in Toastmasters, we're 18 plus, so you can take it from there. The other item with our audience is what they are interested in. Is your
Excuse me, Helen, is there a PowerPoint? Because we can't see it.
You're supposed to be seeing the... so were you not seeing the PowerPoint then?
No, we're not.
Seeing it now?
Yes, now we can.
Sorry, guys.
Can we go back to the
great
beginning?
PowerPoint. So with the audience, it's the particular interest of the audience. The next.
I'll split that for you.
Can you advance it for me, please?
Right. There you go.
So the other thing to think about is the occasion. Is there a theme? Is the theme love? Is the theme movies? Is the theme animals? Is it an event, or is it a celebration, a solemn affair, or a professional presentation you're doing? So you've got to keep that in mind when you're choosing your topic. And the purpose of your speech. Is it to inform, to persuade, or to entertain? And all these things will help you to form your speech topic. Next slide. So when we're selecting our topic, just in summary, next. You draw from your personal experience. You research your topic using reference material. You know your audience. And you find out the occasional theme of your event. So hopefully this will be an advantage to you in your speech topic selection as we go through your Speechcraft course. And I will supply the presentation and some notes to Graham to send out to you. Thank you.
I do apologise that PowerPoint wasn't working. Blame the Sergeant at Arms. He's slack. Well, he's me. Of course he's slack. We have another educational now, and I'm sorry, Anthony, but we're going to squeeze this, so if we can make it sort of about 3 minutes. Anthony is going to talk to us about evaluation, the importance of evaluation and why evaluation is a keystone in the Toastmasters experience, what you will be doing when you are providing an evaluation in a week or two. Or did I ask you to do the evaluation? No, it was Anthony. Yes. Did you know you were going to evaluate? You did. Good. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Anthony Sansom.
So evaluation in Toastmasters for our guests is basically everything. Everything gets evaluated for the reason that we're trying to improve, we're trying to get better as speakers. And hello, Graham. and we are trying to learn from what we do. So it's never personal. It's about trying to improve. It's about trying to, whatever you're doing, trying to get points of improvement and just learn from experience. So that's what it's all about. I've been doing this for a while now, and I still get points of improvement every speech from different evaluators. So generally the same thing too, but anyway, I'll learn eventually. So evaluations are important in Toastmasters. So when you do an evaluation, you're generally trying to look at things they did well, things they did not so well, and things they can improve on. So it's the kiss and the kick and the kiss again. I think there's different ways of putting it. So, you know, you want to have more kisses than kicks, right? So, yep, generally ways of doing it. So now looking at Helen's speech, that was an excellent example of a great organised Toastmaster speech on selecting your speech topic. Helen gave us slides there, which were great. Unfortunately, didn't get across to everyone online until halfway through. So, but those of us in the room and online later got to see the slides, and that's a great visual aid and a good example of a visual aid in Toastmasters, whether it's a photograph or a thing on the whiteboard or a thing you hand around the room. There's different things you can use for visual aids in Toastmasters, and that was a great example using the slides. And the slides were clear, they were well presented. So I like that technique from Helen. Now, looking at the speech itself, I would have liked Helen, just a point of improvement, to maybe move the lectern like I'm doing now out of the way. So when you move the lectern out of the way, when you're in the room, you can't do this online, but when you're in the room, you can move the lectern and you get more space around the room. Then you can prance around and do a little jig and jump around, you know, use more gestures, and you can like really go to town on your movement, right? When you're in the room. When you're not in the room, you're stuck in the chair there, and you haven't got much room to move around, right? But when you're out here, you can use the stage. So that's just one point of improvement maybe Helen could have used. But generally, I like the vocal variety. Eye contact was great. We had great engagement to the audience. We had great comfortable language. Interest was great, and visual aids we had, as I already spoke about. So a number of things there which we can learn today from Helen. Probably the main benefit today was the visual aids and how to use good slides for your presentation, how to engage on a good, well-organised speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. And you'll get an opportunity to perform an evaluation within the next couple of weeks, because you will be evaluating some of your fellow Speechcrafters' presentations. Let's look at week 2 now, because that's pretty much this week. We've been doing a general introduction. What are we going to be doing before next week? We're going to be asking you to fill out some of the material which I've either emailed to you or which you have a physical copy of in the room. For example, there is a public speaking self-assessment form. This asks some pretty simple questions like, generally, I am comfortable while participating in group discussions. Yes, no, maybe. Strongly agree, strongly disagree, neutral, all those sorts of things. I'm calm and relaxed when called upon to express an opinion at a meeting. I like to get involved in group discussions, all of those questions. So I would ask you to fill that out. Unfortunately, you will have to do the physical version of it. Normally, this is something that you would be filling out online as part of Speechcraft. This Speechcraft process is all largely conducted online. But because the website's not up and functioning, and I'm not entirely sure when it will be up and functioning, I'll ask you to do this, and then you'll have to transcribe this a little later. But just do this, because what it does is it lets you know, and it lets us know what areas we should work on to help you develop as a better speaker. So let's do the public speaking self-assessment, and I'll ask you to do that before our next meeting. Also, there's a 4-page document there called Speechcraft Prepare to Present. Design and decide on what works best for you. That's why we just spoke about how to choose topic. Plan, how to plan a speech. How to develop structure, and how to practice. For example, I'll ask some of our more experienced Toastmasters, how do you practice when you are giving a speech? Let's see. Sue, how do you practice when you're going to be delivering a presentation?
Graham, these days I open a Zoom meeting with myself and I practice it on Zoom and then record it and go back and have a look at it.
That's an excellent way of practicing. Work out what it is that you're going to say. Work out the structure, the words if you're going to be using notes. That's acceptable, perfectly acceptable for beginner speakers. And practice on a Zoom meeting. You can get a Zoom meeting for free, so you can do that. Or one of the things that I like to do is I get my mobile phone and I stick it up next to my television in my lounge room. I don't turn the television on. I just leave the television turned off so that I can actually see my reflection in the TV. I stick a photo of my wife, a photo of my children, maybe a teddy bear, various things which represent people. And when I'm practicing my speech, I talk to the teddy bear. I talk to the photo of my wife. I talk to myself and my reflection. And I then get an idea, because I have my mobile phone sitting there recording this, I can go back and watch it and see what I did well and what I did wrong. So practice. There are many methods of practice. You can do it on your own and list your family and friends. I mean, I've got to say, later, if you join Toastmasters and you become a competitive speaker, then your family and friends are going to get so sick of hearing your competition speeches, because you will do them over and over and over again to try and get them just perfect. And they'll get sick of it, but that's why they married you, or why they're your family, or why they're your friends. And if they remain your friends, even better. But anyway, please read through the Speechcraft Prepare to Present. And the third thing that you will have is a copy of the Icebreaker Project. This is the speech which you will be delivering at this time next Friday. There is, however, one change to what's in this that you won't do. And that is, this says your icebreaker speech should be between 4 and 6 minutes. We're asking you to do your icebreaker for 3 to 4 minutes. So an absolute maximum of 4 minutes. That's because we have potentially, there are 2 who aren't here today, but we have potentially 8 speechcrafters. 8 speechcrafters at 6 minutes each takes up nearly the whole hour. And we've got other things that we'd like to do. So please try to write a speech in which you introduce yourself to your fellow speechcrafters in a period of 3 to 4 minutes. Now, an icebreaker traditionally is people say, you know, I was born in a hospital so that I could be near my mother. I was at a very young age, and you know, I then went to school and I got my first job, and well, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But your icebreaker might also be, I loved playing soccer until I reached the age of 12. Because at 12, that's when I discovered girls, and that was much more important to me than soccer was. This set my life, or whatever. Yeah, tell us a little about yourself. That's all an icebreaker is. And we're only asking for 3 minutes. 3 to 4 minutes is not a long time to talk about yourself, because there's an awful lot about you. If you have to use notes, that's perfectly acceptable at this stage. If you don't want to use notes, that's great, and we would really like that. But if you have to use notes, don't feel ashamed about that. So that's the exercise that we're going to ask you to do before next Friday. Read through the material which we've given you. Hopefully by next Friday, you'll be able to get online and see the videos and all the rest of the material. But even failing that, read through the material and prepare a 3 to 4 minute icebreaker introduction of yourself to your fellow speechcrafters. Does everyone understand what it is that I'm asking you to do before next week? Does anyone think they won't be able to do that? Good, because it's really not that hard. And I've got to say, I am really looking forward to that. Now, what would normally happen in this meeting is we would break into groups where we would take the speech crafters aside with a Toastmaster, and you would then discuss this project. How long do we have? We've got a couple of minutes. So, okay, I'm going to mute the microphone here, and I'm going to mute the speakers from where you are. You will still be able to talk to each other online. We will be able to talk in this room. We'll talk to the speech crafters here about what they would like to know and what they would like to do in their icebreaker. If you guys online can do the same, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Does that work for everybody? All right, so as I say, you guys talk amongst yourselves, and I'll mute you. We don't want to hear your conversation.
Okay, everybody, unmute.
Yep.
Yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm not sure how to start this. Does anybody want to talk about what they would like to talk about with their speech presentation?
Are
What
we all
would you
doing
like
one,
to-
or just the the new speech crafters?
Yeah.
Just the new ones. So-
Is it for the new ones or?
I think he said there are 8 people doing it. So I've paid the $20 to participate, so I probably will do one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
Lachlan, do
so-
you have any questions about doing your speech? I suppose that's what
Yeah.
you're doing now.
Oh,
Except being
my
nervous,
speech?
and that's fine. It's fine to be nervous.
When do we do the speech? Is it the icebreaker speech or is it?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'm a bit nervous about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you would be.
Yeah, it's normal.
You just talk
And-
about something that you know very well.
Yeah.
You know, like if you want to talk about your family, or if you want to talk about your cooking that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
You know, Ellen, the same thing. You can have a mentor, someone to help you. Like Sue could help one of you guys. I can help one of you guys.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, it's something that you just got to talk about yourself. And we, Sue and I, as experienced Toastmasters, can sort of practice the timing with you and help you with it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
I'll probably be doing it in person next week as well because
Yeah, well, if you do it in person, you can
Yeah.
still have Sue or I as a mentor. It doesn't matter where you do it and things like that, as long as you've got the guidance to get you across the line, and you'll do it.
So you're going to the library, are you, next week?
yeah, because I'm doing it I'm going online because of like schoolwork, and I
Okay.
have like exam periods and also have a doctor's appointment, so
Yeah.
I don't have time to go to
So
the
if you're
library.
going, doing it at the library, you see there's a lectern there. If you have notes and want to have them, you can put your notes on the lectern, or you can hold them if you want to, or sometimes people who need notes, they'll put them on the lectern, just put the lectern to the side where they can see them if they need them.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Okay.
if you can do it without notes, fine, but don't worry if you have to use your
You
notes.
can sort of, you know, do it like that and do it in dot point.
Yep.
You know, like say, to remember, good evening, everyone, or good afternoon. My name's Long, and I'm talking about something that I'm passionate about. You know, and then
Yeah.
you do the like the dot points, you know, as in to prompt you to what you want to say.
Yeah.
And then you're going
Okay.
to be mindful that you stick to that time, so many seconds per point, because you've only got 4 minutes maximum.
Yeah.
So any other tips, Sue?
I don't know, did they explain the lights to you? You'll get a green light or a green card held up when you're probably about 3 minutes. An amber one would probably about 3.5. It's
Yep.
just to let you know that you've got 30 seconds probably before you need to finish up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Okay.
get a
Thank you
red
so much.
one when your time is up. Now you don't have to stop immediately, but by then you should be ready to wind up.
To wrap
Yeah.
everything up. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that. I was a bit confused about the color coding
Yeah.
for a bit,
Okay.
but yeah. This is just
Usually they have lights, but I see down they've got cards, coloured cards down there. So
I have got a lighting system there, Sue, but it's not
Yeah.
very what you call clear.
okay. Yeah.
but it's something that they've got to, we're improving on at the club all the time.
There's something long that's done. Everything you do in Toastmasters, it'll be timed. You'll have a time, and that's part of your learn to be able to do presentations in the time you're given.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll probably work on that. Timing is my bad thing. So, sometimes I mean, when I did a presentation, when I did like a test for my schoolwork, it was a presentation and I kind of went over it because I was like, oh no.
In the chat, guys, we've got our email addresses there for Sue and myself, as well as your emails. And you know, it's up to you if you want to pick Sue or I, or just do it on your own. It's up to you.
I generally do like to be independent, but
yeah,
because of the time constraint.
What we do is we can set up a Zoom meeting and then you can go from there type thing.
Yeah. Or as Graham said, just practice it in front of a mirror or I used to do a mirror. Now I do
sorry, what's that, Dylan? You want to talk more rubbish about the people online? Oh, sorry.
That's right.
Welcome back. Well, hang on. Let me volume.
Graham, I have a question.
You do? Yes.
When will the online participants know that it's available online? Will you get a message?
I will let you know the moment that I do. I've been checking the website every half hour or so for the past 2 weeks when I'm awake, obviously. The moment that I find out, you will be emailed and say, "Whoosh!" You'll probably, I may not, you might even hear from Toastmasters before I call you to let you know, because the moment that we can sign up for the program, I will then enter your details onto the website and you will get an email from Toastmasters saying, here is the website. Because, and just to explain to those of you who are members of Toastmasters, you have a login to the Toastmasters International website, which is toastmasters.org. There is a separate website, which is speechcraft.toastmasters.org, which will require a separate login for you as a Speechcrafter, because Speechcrafters get their own login to the Speechcraft website, and then that transfers to the Toastmasters website, as I understand it. So yeah, good. I'm getting the nod from yeah. So yeah, as an administrator, your login will work for both, but as a Speechcrafter, these guys will have to log in. I mean, they may well have the same login, but it will be to a separate site. It is to speechcraft.toastmasters.org rather than to toastmasters.org. But again, as soon as the site becomes live, I will let you know, because I am so frustrated that this hasn't happened yet. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this for months. We've been planning this for months, and then it fell over at just the worst possible time. Yeah. Yep. Well, that's all right. You will be registered by the time the 8 weeks is up. I can promise you that. And you then have 90 days after that before the website falls over for you again. So you can download everything in that 90 days. The idea is that you can't just keep going back to Speechcraft forever, because then you could hand that material over to other people and that would be wrong. But anyway, we'll talk about that a little later. So is everybody online prepared for a workshop, for an icebreaker next week? Sign a thumbs up. Yes, good. Because we are here. We talked about it. You talked about it. We're ready to rock and roll. I'm actually really looking forward to this. Now, at this point, we're supposed to go to a general evaluator. We actually don't have a general evaluator today. I was hoping that the division director, Con, would be here this week, but he has another commitment. He'll be here in 2 weeks' time, and he'll be our general evaluator then. So while we have 2 minutes left, I'm going to open it up for observations and for questions. And I'll start with Sue. Any observations or questions from you?
No, I'm just looking forward to getting it online as well. And I think, well, I've only had interaction with Long and he seems very excited. So that bodes well. Looking forward to seeing his icebreaker.
Excellent, excellent. Ellen.
Yep. Thank you. A wonderful opportunity to join in with this online course of Speechcraft, and I'm looking forward to the 8 weeks we're together.
Fabulous, thanks. Long.
Yeah, it was great. I'll probably be coming in next week in the library, so it'll be much more better practice in person than it is online because public speaking, and plus I'm really nervous, so I'm looking forward to it, but also very nervous. Thank you.
Excellent. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. Sandra. That's all right. We can pick you up now.
Yes, I like the class. I feel that this is a very supportive team. I'm looking forward for next week to see you all there.
Excellent. Which one of you guys wants to say something? Feel free. You both can.
Yep. All right. Yeah. Thank you to Graham and AD. It's very well organised. It's good, and it's a great opportunity to learn some skills. So thank you.
Probably not much more to be said, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to hearing all of your speeches and improving my communication as well. So thank you.
That is top of the hour, so we will wrap it up there. But before we do, there are 3 people in the room that I want to thank, and that is Anthony for presenting his workshop on how to evaluate, Helen for presenting her beautifully crafted, even if I didn't show bits of it, workshop on how to choose a speech topic. And Adi, my fellow coordinator, thank you to the 3 of you for your participation, and also to the one Toastmaster who we haven't mentioned, and that's Charmaine. Those in the room get these really cool yellow or pink folders which have all the material. They came courtesy of Charmaine. Thank you, Charmaine, and thank you for your contribution today. On that note, that being 1 o'clock, I'm going to declare this first session of Forex Toastmasters Speechcraft Hybrid Course 2022 closed, and I'll see you all same time next Friday.